Hey, this is Moises Orozco. I'm the equipment manager for the Seattle Sounders, and this is Mas Football Podcast.
Yo, welcome back to the Mas Futbol Podcast, the #1 soccer podcast in South Oklahoma City. I am your host, Ricardo Ulloa, and with me today, no co-host. Flying solo, but not by myself. I have a good guest here. A good guest brought in by my cousin, Jesus Efrain. He's he's the co-host for today, the unofficial co-host for today.
Hey.
How are you today, Jesus?
Good, brother. How are you?
Pretty good, man. I appreciate you for hooking me up with this special guest. And I think this is going to be a good podcast, man.
Yeah, heck yeah, man. Absolutely. It's my privilege to be able to do that.
Well, I appreciate it. So let me have you introduce the guest, because you know him a little bit better than I do.
Okay. Well, let me introduce you to Moises Orozco. He is one of the equipment managers for the Seattle Sounders. Previous to that, he was the equipment manager for Detroit Football Club.
Nice.
He's kind of gone up, and he's on a quest to take it over. I'll tell you that. But here he is. I'll let him tell you a little bit more about himself.
Hey, thanks for having me here, man. I'm excited.
What's up, man? Well, first of all, let me shake your hand. It's nice to meet you, bro.
Yeah, nice to
I
meet
washed
you.
my hands before this, so don't worry. Times are crazy. But, ¿cómo se llamaba? Sorry?
Moises Orozco.
Moises Orozco. Well, it's nice to have you, man. Thank you for coming on. I hear you're leaving back to Seattle Saturday, right?
Yeah, Saturday. Yeah.
So I got lucky and got you here.
Yeah,
on the
right on
podcast,
time, man. Right on time.
So tell me a little bit about what you do.
Yeah, so I work with the Sounders. I'm one of their equipment managers, and it's between three of us that take over the club and basically do all the packing, all the work for the players behind the scenes, getting them their jerseys. We make their jerseys for them, press their names, the numbers, all their training gear. Like what I'm wearing, we put the initials, our training sponsor and everything. So we do all of that.
Mm-hmm.
We also set up for training and cleaning up afterwards. So it's a lot of helping with the coaches, helping with the players. We're kind of like stuck between them, doing all that work that doesn't sound as fun, but it's actually a lot of fun.
It's the important job. It's what makes the engine run, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You're doing all the hard work. Well,
yeah.
And it's the Seattle Sounders, right?
The Seattle Sounders, yeah, working with the first club, yeah.
The champions.
The champions, yeah, the CONCACAF Champions League champs.
Dude, how? I mean, you're a kit man, but you're part of the team.
Yeah.
So you're a champion then, right? Too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Dude, how's that feel?
It feels amazing. It feels amazing.
You might want to hold the mic just a little bit closer.
A little closer?
Yeah, the closer
Yeah.
you are to it, the better it's gonna sound.
No, yeah, it was amazing. It was a great experience. We got to travel to a couple of different cities for getting to the final. Played against Pumas in the final. Played in Mexico City and then in Seattle.
And you get to travel with them too, right?
Yeah.
You're in there.
Yeah, we travel. I mean, between three of us, sometimes one of us stays back. But an important game like Champions League game, all three of us went. Playing in Seattle, the final game was amazing.
Dang.
Being able to lift the trophy at home with our family and friends was
After
great.
coming back, right? Because
Yeah.
they had lost the first leg, if I remember.
No, we tied. We
You
tied.
tied the first leg?
Yeah, we were
Okay.
losing 2-0, and somehow we managed to make a comeback in the last 15 minutes.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's wild.
That's
Yeah.
legit, man.
That's like if you didn't make it pro, a kit man is just you're
Ex-
close. You're
yeah.
basically on the pitch with
That's
them.
what I said. Yeah.
Do you ever get to kick a ball with them or anything?
Oh
like
yeah,
that?
all the time. At training, a couple of the players will challenge me, all right, crossbar, try to hit the upper 90. Let's do
Let's see if
tricks.
the
Yeah.
kit man has it or not.
Yeah. I'm yeah, I still got it.
Did you always know that you wanted to be a kit man, or did this just happen to come up?
Not exactly. I knew I wanted to be with a soccer team. I wanted to be involved in soccer. I wanted to play soccer. I mean, I played soccer my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
And then in 2015, I started working with the club in Detroit, and I started working as an intern. And then the following year, one of the owners calls me back asking if I wanted to work part-time. And back then, they didn't have an equipment manager. They didn't even have that role.
What
at
year
all.
was this?
That was 2016, when they called me back again. And I was like, I'll set this up. I'll start setting up the locker room. I'll go to training, help out. Passing out all the gear. And then, so I was working part-time until about 2018. they asked me if I wanted to go full time with them, and I was like,
Easy.
of course,
Uh-huh.
yeah. I was like, I mean, at that point, I was a teacher. I graduated the university, had my teaching degree, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna leave that behind. I'm gonna start working with the soccer team, and slowly made my role. I shaped it into the equipment manager position with Detroit, and it was a lot of fun. I mean, I was there from the beginning of like the club, and being able to mold my role in it was really cool. After that, I was like, I think I'm ready for the next step. I actually want to be an equipment manager somewhere, like a little bit more defined, a little bit more rolled.
Yeah. I mean, you were a legit one before.
No, for sure, yeah.
I think now you're trying to test the waters. All right, let's see how far I can get now.
Yeah, I was like, all right, let's see if I can make it to the next step. Let's see if I can make it to the next step. And I was really trying to put myself out there, reaching out to different teams and kind of like learning from them. And one day I just got a call from the Seattle Sounders, and they're like, do you want to work for us?
That's not how it happened, man. You gotta go through the story, man. Make it interesting.
All right, the real story.
Let's hear it.
Okay.
All right, so
good thing you're here, man. Good thing. I told you it was a good idea to give you a mic. No querías, pero.
I was seeing a girl in Detroit.
Okay. Now I see why he didn't want to bring it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So her and I, we were both working for the club in Detroit, and she moved to Seattle, and I was like, oh, do I want to go to Seattle? I was like, I don't know. I got my job here. I want it. I was like, you know what? At the end of the season, I'll go visit her. So I went to go visit her, and while I was there, I was like, oh, let me reach out to the Sounders, see if I can like shadow them. It was 2020 during the pandemic, they were like, oh, we would love to have you in, but we can't. They're like, no, we can't because of COVID. And I was like, oh, I understand. Okay. So a couple months pass, and then I get the call. They're like, hey, are you still interested? One of our guys just left, and we need someone. I was like,
dang.
I was like, oh, do I want to do it now? Because I'm not with the girl anymore. And
Oh,
I was
okay.
Like, yeah,
that was going to be my second question.
Yeah, I was like, man, do I want to go to Seattle? This experience, I mean, this opportunity only comes once in a lifetime. Yeah. I got to say yes. I took it, and I was like, I think it's the best decision I've ever made. Like,
it just goes to show that networking and making connections and reaching out to people, whatever course of whatever we decide to do in life, it matters, man. People remember that. People remember faces, and they remember people reaching out, and that's awesome.
I was going to say fantastic. Taking a risk.
Yeah.
That always is another good one. If you didn't decide to go to Seattle with your girlfriend at the time, you wouldn't be I was going to say here on the podcast, but now I'm just getting here with the Seattle Sounders. You know what I mean? But that's crazy.
Exactly,
Then you really underplayed it by, they just called me. How? Like,
they knew me.
Nice. Well, shout out to your girlfriend at the time, bro. She hooked you up. Kidding.
Yeah. But, I mean, I came in and right away, like, I felt at home with the players. They're all very, like, humble. Very cool players. Talented guys. Well,
this is another caliber of
it's
league
crazy.
Players.
It's crazy.
But when you jumped in, was it a different kind of job as the original one you had in Detroit? Or?
Completely different.
Yeah?
Completely.
So
I mean, it was like the same idea, like preparing everything for the players, having all their training gear ready for them, and everything that they're gonna need, everything that the coaches are gonna need. It was the same thing. It was just at a higher level. Like, all right.
More detailed.
Yeah, they're okay. Every player has 10 items in their locker room. I mean, in their locker, they have their pants, their shorts, the shirt, the quarter zip, the warm top, the rain jacket, and it's just kind of like with MLS. If you don't have a sponsor, you're automatically sponsored by like Adidas. Well, you're not automatically sponsored by Adidas, but you have to wear Adidas. So every player, we're giving them all the Adidas gear.
Wow.
Everything that we wear is Adidas. So it was like walking in and having like a room just full of shoes, full of cleats. And it's like, all right, we got to pass out these 4 to this guy, these 4 to this guy. And it's like, wow, that's so cool. Yeah.
Dang. And then you get to know the players. So you know that this guy's an Adidas guy.
Yeah.
Oh, this guy's the Vapor guy. And this guy doesn't use Bengay. He uses Arnica. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like,
no, yeah. We have a lot of like, we have one guy that wears Pumas, a couple guys that wear Nike.
this guy wears True socks. This guy wears Maestro socks.
Yeah.
This guy has mate on one of his items that he needs. Like,
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, when we travel, we have to always carry one of our pots for boiling water, because this guy likes his mate. So we're always ready. Yeah,
That's insane.
Yeah, knowing what every player likes and kind of helping them out, it just easier.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you've been all over the world, all over the U.S. then,
all
right?
over the U.S., a little bit of Mexico. When I was in Detroit, we went to Canada a couple times, and yeah.
Do you get, like, I'm pretty sure you get to walk around and visit just as the players do. Can you tell me a story about when it's gone completely wrong for you as a kit man?
I mean, there's been a couple experiences with the Sounders where we get to the stadium and we're like putting everything in the locker. All right, everybody gets their 2 jerseys, and then all of a sudden we're like, hey, where's our bag with the compression shorts? The compression shirts. Oh, we don't have them. Oh. And luckily, like, that happened. That we decided to show up to the locker room the day before the game and set up everything that way. Like, when we got there the day of the game, it was a little bit more relaxed. I'm really glad we did that, because that's when we noticed we didn't have that bag. So we ended up having to fly in an extra guy just with that bag.
Dang.
Yeah. But there's been other times where, like, the day of the game, we realized we're missing a bag with a couple training bags. I mean, triple
training tops.
Training tops for the coaches and stuff. And
it's you just have to get by.
We have extras, but they don't have the initials. So, yeah.
Dang. You have any questions, Jesus?
No, not at the moment. I'm just living this up, man. I'm just living it up.
Dang, that's wild, dude. So, I mean, that's crazy, though. And it's the Seattle Sounders, too. It's not the B team. It's the C team. You're traveling with the first team.
With the first team, yeah.
Well, what was a big difference that you might be able to make it more relatable for us? Big difference changing from a lower level division team to, Division I level team.
One of the things for me was, if a player asked for a second training top, we got it. Whereas in Detroit, you're like, oh, you already used your training top for today. You're just kind of have to do, like, your own workouts in your own shirt that you brought in.
Yeah.
Because we only in Detroit, like, when I was there, we only had the budget for, like, what we needed. Whereas with the Sounders, our budget is so huge, our inventory is huge. Like, if a player uses his 2 training tops and then decides he wants to go into the gym, he comes to us and he's like, oh, I need another shirt. And we give him another shirt. And it's just like, whatever they want, we got it. We always have stuff in the back. Yeah.
And the lower level team, it's like,
yeah,
you only get one a season, man.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's kind of like a newlyweds versus an established marriage, right?
Yeah.
At first, man, you're struggling. You're paycheck to paycheck. You're budgeting everything. So that's how Detroit FC was, kind of budgeting everything. And then as time goes on, you become a Division I team, and just it's easy.
Yeah, no, exactly. And then with Detroit, we only had one jersey. I mean, we had our home and away jersey, but every player only had one home jersey, one away jersey. Whereas the Sounders, every player gets 2 home jerseys, 2 away jerseys, and if they exchange them, well, the next day we go out, we press a new one, and we make it for them. They get 8 jerseys per season, and if they want more, they'll
have to purchase one.
They have to.
That comes out of their budget.
Yeah, it comes out of
their check, their
paycheck.
Yeah. And then I overheard you talking to Jesus that even the kit managers exchange jerseys and gear. Is that true?
Always. I always exchange. I always want to have my collection of who we've played against, and especially if, like, I know a player from the other team or, like, I like someone from the other team, I'll always ask, hey, do you want to make a jersey exchange? And, like,
do you have anybody on my team that you want, and you give me someone on your team like that?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Like, recently, our preseason for the Sounders, we were in Palm Springs.
That's my hometown right there.
Yeah. A lot of teams like to, like, get together in the same place and do, like, a preseason basically together. Like, so every team will do their own, like, training sessions and stuff, but then we have, like, scrimmages and stuff. And in the hotel, every team has their own level, every floor, whatever, so you don't, like, mix. And when we were there, they didn't have a room big enough for our equipment room, so they moved us down a floor, just the equipment staff, but everybody else was on, like, the higher floor. My room was on the same floor as LA Galaxy, and my room was across the hall from Chicharito.
No, just.
Yeah.
And I overheard you're a Chivas guy, so.
Big Chivas fan, fan. So Chivas fan, Man United fan, Real Madrid fan.
Mhm.
Teams that he's played on.
Yeah, todas.
Yeah.
Dang. Not all of them, but the big ones.
He came out. He would come out of his room every morning. Me saludaba. He was a really nice guy.
Yeah.
Very humble. So when they came to play in Seattle, I like asked him for the jersey,
Mhm.
and their equipment manager at the end of the game, he like gave it to me, and it was
Oh,
signed. It
word?
was like he was like, "Pa Moises con cariño, Chicharito," and I was like, heck yeah,
Dang.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
yeah.
I was gonna ask you if you've gotten what's the most special jersey that you've gotten, but does that one top the cake?
I think that one's it. I think that one's it for me. Yeah.
Dang. That's wild.
I have a lot of them, and especially I think every Chivas player that has played in MLS, I have their jersey
Everyone, huh?
signed. Yeah.
So this means you're gonna be fishing for Messi's when he comes to Inter Miami, huh? Or have you even thought about
I'm
that?
a big Ronaldo fan, but when Messi
But
comes in, I
come on,
mean,
bro.
It's
It's
Messi,
you
bro.
gotta
It's
have
Messi.
you gotta have Messi. You gotta have Messi.
at
And
this-
I'm really good friends with the.
That's what I was gonna say. At this point, like you know the kit managers
yeah.
of the places, so you could just like, hey, like,
yeah.
so kit manager scratch kit managers is
Just-
back.
Just
Yeah.
a nonchalant text. Hey, dude, when Messi comes over.
Dude,
What's
I'm
funny
gonna-
about the Inter Miami equipment manager is that when I was at Detroit, he was in Chattanooga, which is the same level.
Mhm.
I left Detroit to go to Seattle.
There's a bottle of water too if you want when it's unopened. So
Thank you, man. I left Seattle, and then the team in Minnesota asked me if I wanted to leave Seattle to go to Minnesota, which is also first division. And I was like, no, I can't. I just got here to Seattle. Like, I'm really enjoying it.
and Seattle, I mean, it's Seattle. These guys have won a
Yeah.
couple championships.
Exactly.
Not to say anything bad about Minnesota, but it's like you can't compare, really, to me.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I love the guys in Minnesota. Those guys are so cool.
It's so cold in Minnesota, though.
Yeah, it is. It is. But I was like, you know what? I have someone in mind for you.
Mm-hmm.
So I like put the Chattanooga guy on their line,
Mm.
and they were like, all right, that works. And the moment that they were gonna hire him, Inter Miami hired him. Wow. So he went to Inter Miami, and like him and I are like really good friends. And I was like, all right. So now I know who to talk to.
Dude, if you can get like two,
Two.
three, one for
Three.
Julian, bro.
Three, man.
Get three. The Messi, dude. What I would do with the Messi jersey. My brother has a crazy story about when he was playing at Mid America Christian University, and they were playing at the Houston facility. And at the time, Argentina was traveling, and they ended up figuring out that they were going to be training on the same pitch that they were going to be playing at.
Yeah.
And they got to see them walk out the bus. And my brother was just telling me about how that was top. Just be able to
Yeah.
be in the presence of
Yeah.
the greatness
Yeah.
of Messi. And another girl got her shoe signed. And yeah, if I had a shoe signed, I would never play in that shoe ever again.
Yeah.
That's just top. Like, wow.
It's getting framed. It's going up. It's going up on the
Oh, yeah.
mantle, ¿verdad?
What
Oh,
other players have you tried to get? No Zlatan jerseys or anything
No,
like that?
I came in after him. After
Okay.
after Zlatan already left, I moved up to MLS. But yeah, Chofis,
Mhm.
Carlos Fierro.
Yeah.
Yeah, who else?
And
Yeah,
Trophies
the-
is killing it lately too with
Yeah.
that. He had a couple games, I think this season, where he was just on
Yeah.
fire. The Olímpico, and then he had another
Yeah.
volley that game.
That was
guy.
the he had a hat trick that game.
Yeah. That was a
good
crazy
game.
game. Wow.
Good game. Yeah, he's a good person as well.
Is
yeah.
he? That's wild. So from
Yeah.
here, like this is, would you consider a dream job, right?
This is a dream job. Yeah.
So when there's no level up, or do you have like, if you
I
were to
do.
sit down and be like, what would I do from here?
So originally, when I was in Detroit, I was like, my dream is to make it to MLS.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of those dreams where I didn't think I was gonna make it, or I was gonna make it once I was older.
Yeah.
Because you look at a lot of these equipment managers, and they're older. They're like,
Small.
not a lot of young guys out here. And I'm like, man, all right, I'm just going to stick with Detroit, whatever. And my family's here. I'm loving it. It's good. But I just can't wait to make it up there. Finally made it to MLS, and I think it was like my first month or second month, I sat down and I was like, what's my next goal? Like, I'm not trying to leave anytime soon, but you always have to have like something ahead of you that like you want. I was like, you know what? Being the equipment manager for La Selección Mexicana,
That would be fired.
yeah,
That'd be
that's
elite.
my next one. That's my next
So
one.
that one, if they put it up to you, like U.S. men's national team or Mexico, like where would you go?
If they let me decide between those two,
You'd pick Mexico. huh?
Mexico, yeah.
What if it was some now let's say like Trinidad and Tobago or like Jamaica, any national team? Would you jump just because it's a national team, or would you just consider it, considering that you're at Seattle now? You get where I'm going with this?
Yeah,
Like,
no, I know what you're going with it.
it's like going from the Detroit to MLS. You would have gone with any MLS team, but from here, would you go with any international team?
I don't know if I would. I don't know if I would. There's a couple that'd be like, okay, yeah. Even if it's not Mexico, I'd be like, yeah, I'll do it. But I don't know if I do any team.
No.
I don't know, yeah.
No, it's just Mexico national team, huh?
I mean, I also told myself, I was like, if Real Madrid offers me,
Yeah.
I'm watching.
Man U.
Yeah, Man U? Oh, yeah. Man U, yeah.
What's the highest kit manager person that you know? Or one that you're just like, that's ese way?
The equipment manager from Man City.
From Man City? You bumped into the Man City?
I haven't, like, met him in person, but, like, him and I'll talk on Instagram. Yeah. He's really cool. Really cool. Yeah.
And then whenever they come over for the summer games, you probably get some...
next summer, if they do come and I'm near them or whatever, I could probably reach out. I mean, I do know a couple equipment managers from Europe and or especially from England. Those guys have, like, a really cool personality.
Yeah.
It's all about being an equipment manager for them, and it's pretty cool.
Is there, like, a code among the kit managers out there?
Oh, yeah.
Like, tell me some of the things that a regular person wouldn't know about a kit manager.
They look out for each other.
They
look out for each other. Yeah, like the equipment manager from Wolves, from England, messaged me. He's like, "Hey, do you want to do a jersey exchange?" And I was like, "Yeah, but who do you want?" And he's like, "Oh, I'll take Freddy Montero." And I was like, "Okay." And then he's like,
"That's so wild."
Yeah, and he's like, "Who do you want from Wolves?" And I was like,
Raul
Jimenez. And he's like, "Yeah, of course, I got it."
No.
Sends me a jersey signed and everything, and I was like, "All right,
this is insane."
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Insane.
Yeah.
So what's your number, man? What's your number as far as
jerseys?
Yeah, what's your collection? Tell us about that. You got to have a collection.
Oh, it's
right?
huge. It's huge. More than half of them are in Detroit, just because that's where my collection started, and it was going to be hard to, like, bring them in. But with Detroit, I had so many. I got to the point where I had, like, extra jerseys from Detroit from, like, previous years that we weren't going to do anything with them. And I would, like,
I'll take them.
Yeah, I took a bunch of them, and then...
Isn't that what you sent me?
Yeah.
You sent me 2-3 shirts?
Dude, if you have any, I was going to say, dude, if you have any leftovers, just let them drop them this way.
I'm pretty sure I still have some at home, but I, like, would reach out to equipment managers from MLS, and I would ask them a question or two, just trying to, like, learn.
That's, like, networking right there, though.
Exactly.
Just letting them know that you're here and just hey, aquí estoy, aquí estoy.
At the end, I'd be like, "Oh, thank you. I have a jersey. If you want it, we can do an exchange." And they're like, "Yeah, sure." And they would always ask me, like, "Do you want a specific person?" I'm like, "Yeah. Aviéntame la de Pizarro."
Yeah.
Like, all right. Yeah, here you go.
No, so you have a Pizarro one too?
Yeah.
Come on in, bro. Come on in. Paulo, sit down, bro. We're getting nitty gritty.
Hey.
Yeah, if I have the keys if you want to get the mic from the car.
Here, you can take this one, man.
Oh, okay. Well, listen to this, bro. He was telling us about, you might not have known this about kit managers. Paulo Lopez, the co-host, just walked in. The code of conduct among kit managers. That's like, it sounds like Pokemon cards right now. Like, if you want a card, I'll trade you my card for your card, and you basically get kits.
Basically, yeah.
He's telling me about how he got Chicharito's kit signed.
Nice.
Yeah.
Kind of
Here you go.
we were talking about it right now, and then the story came up to me because you know how Argentina just played Italy. They were like, somebody asked Emiliano. They were like, "Hey, how difficult is your job?" To the Argentina's kit manager, and he was like, "Well, it's pretty difficult." And he's like, "How many Messi jerseys do you give out?" And he's like, "Per game. This is per game. It's 200 to 300 shirts because everybody's asking like, 'Hey, give me a Messi shirt.'" Emiliano's like, everybody's always asking me, "Hey, give me a Messi shirt." 200 to 300 shirts. I can imagine your job is pretty difficult when it comes to like shirts.
No specific player are we giving out that many per day, but maybe at the end of the season we'll have like Raul Ruiz. We'll probably give out like maybe have like 100 that he's ordered, 200 that he's ordered, because he'll get them and give them away. He gives them away like every game. I think it's at least 2 or 3 jerseys that we have to like make. Yeah.
200 for Messi is wild, dude. Because I was thinking about it, like, I was listening to the podcast que tiene the guy that broke his foot from Chivas, ¿cómo se llama? Canelo, Angulo. And he was talking about how difficult it is to get those jerseys. Like, imagine everyone trying to get Messi's jersey when Mexico plays them. Like, who are they going to go to?
Yeah.
Pues Aguardado. You know, like
Yeah.
hey, Guardado, you know him personally. You played with him, but
Yeah.
nah, you got to be good with the kit person because
Yeah.
he was just telling me about how Wolves he sends messages out to kit managers asking them questions and he'll exchange jerseys with them. And the Wolves guy said, "Well, who do you want?" He was, "Mándame el de Raúl Jiménez." And then he had one for him. This is fascinating stuff right here, dude. His goal is to be the the Mexico national team.
Mexico.
Can you imagine what the person had to do to be that kit man? Because that's not a job anybody wants to give up like that.
No, it's a hard job to get, and especially a hard one to pass by. Yeah, I've the equipment manager from León de Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, "Oh, I was offered the position, but he's like, I had a couple things going on, so I couldn't take it. So I said no. Somebody took it, and he's like, I know. He's like, I might not see that position again.
If he would have hit you up,
Yeah,
and they said, "Hey, quieres ser el kit manager para el León," you know, what
El
would you
León?
have done?
I think so.
Is that too big of a leap, or would you have just gone
No, I think I would have done it. I
Yeah?
would have done it. Yeah.
kit manager for Las Chivas
Oh, for sure.
In a
For
heartbeat?
sure.
in a heartbeat?
Where do I sign?
Like,
Where do I sign?
what if they hit you up with the America? Like, hey, but look, the thing
that's
is,
rough.
you signed for
That
America.
hurts.
Keep in mind that you signed for America. You're this much closer to being the
It is true.
Mexico national team.
Yeah.
kit
It is
manager.
true. It is true. And
Oh.
even working for Chivas, because
Mhm.
like once you're in the league, other equipment managers know of you,
Mm.
and that's happened here. Like I've been offered positions with Houston, with
Hector
Minnesota.
Herrera jersey's
Hector
coming. Huh?
Herrera. It's coming.
This is
I already
crazy.
have it lined up. I'm
No,
getting
really?
one. I'm getting one. Yeah.
That you're gonna get when you're gonna get.
Oh, I'm gonna
that
get
you're gonna
one.
get 3, 4. You're gonna get 4.
It's growing every time.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy. That is crazy. Treat your kit managers nicely, guys.
Oh, yeah.
You need these guys as your friends. This is wild.
Yeah. You know,
Damn.
actually, all the players want to be friends with the equipment manager.
Yeah.
All the players. When I was in Detroit, they were all trying to be like my best friend, and like most of them, I'm still in contact with most of them from Detroit. And I was telling Efrain, every time we traveled, I used to travel with this one game, and at dinner, I think we could only fit like 6 or 8 people to play this game. At dinner, as they're all leaving the dining room, because we had our own room for meals and stuff. As they're leaving, they would like come up to the staff table, say goodbye to all of us, and then they'd be like, "Save me a spot." I'm like, all right, I got you. And then when we got the limit, I'd be like, all right, sorry, man, you're out for today. Maybe tomorrow.
Dang.
Yeah.
Paulo, you have any questions, bro?
No, dude. Some leaving regards. I know how important kit managers are because cities managers or kit managers are like a sole part of the team. If you ever watch the city documentary on Amazon Prime, it shows you like in depth like,
Brandon?
what they do. Yes,
Yeah, Brandon.
I love that guy.
Yeah.
That's my bro.
That's my friend. Yeah.
Yeah.
Him and I talk all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
That guy's funny. That
Yeah.
guy's like guys don't like. I mean, people who watch soccer just to watch it don't see like all the background stuff, like
Yeah.
from the kit managers to the people who take care of the fields. You know, it takes a village to be able to really produce a big, great club.
Yeah.
And like he said, man, being a kit manager is one of those like you're like, oh, this is amazing. You know, this is like
Yeah.
top tier. But yeah, he's a sole power to what like the locker room vibe needs to be. And
Yeah.
I feel like
a lot of times that's like the equipment manager's job.
yeah,
Because
I'm envious
you're
of your
a
job,
staff
man.
member, but you're not one of the coaches. So you don't have to be serious. You need to be fun. You need to have fun with the players. You need to
Yeah.
really enjoy it. And that's how I am. Like we're in the locker room, I'm messing around with all the guys. I'm
Yeah.
joking around with them, and yeah, like there's a couple things that I've learned from Brandon. Like every time when I was in Detroit, every time we won a trophy, I always did the belly slide in the locker room.
Yes, the belly slide is
Every
iconic.
time.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I can imagine.
Oh my gosh, the belly slide is iconic.
I
They
mean-
did it like a couple weeks ago, and it's funny.
I mean, I don't do it at his level. He gets down in his
He gets down in his
boxers
underwear,
and
yeah,
just does it. I would do it in my shirt and shorts. Yeah.
It's
every time.
It's like one of those vital parts that the locker room needs. Like you said, someone needs to be serious, but then there has to be that other part where it's like, hey, it's sport itself. You know, like you have to, you know, it's demanding, but you also have to remember it's something that you do because it's fun.
Yeah.
You know, so
The yin and the yang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a
It
little
ruins
little-
the game if it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like
You gotta have a
unbalanced.
balance. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have to depart. Had some stuff lined up, but I'm glad that you got somebody this important on, dude. Loving it. Yeah, it's great. Great. Love when people reach out, and like these are stories we probably wouldn't even have known if people don't reach out. So if you yourself know anybody that has like these amazing jobs that people don't know about, let us know and we'll get them on here.
You know what the cool thing is? Now that we know the kit manager, we're one step closer to interviewing some professional soccer
Heck yeah,
players.
dude.
Oh yeah.
Or if we go and visit
Nice to meet you, man.
one day in Seattle.
Oh yeah.
Dude, could
Yeah.
it happen? Could it happen? Paulo, I'll see you tomorrow. We got 2 recordings.
Yes, sir. We'll be there early in the morning. Hopefully.
Dale.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm pretty close with a lot of the players and stuff, and we'll hang out. Like sometimes we'll be like, hey, let's the Friday night, let's go. And I'm like, all right, I'm down for it. Yeah.
It puts you like in such a great position because I think I had also seen that you create content as well, right?
No. One of my buddies creates content. He's
Okay.
he's a YouTuber.
But you were in one of the videos.
Yeah.
Too, so.
No, I'm in a lot of his videos. He used to be the assistant coach for Detroit. Now he's doing something else. But yeah, him and I, since 2015, we're working together. And then there was one of the players that would join us, and just us three was hanging out all the time. We always made videos and stuff.
Man, on the way over here, he showed me some pictures on Instagram. He's, this is my buddy. This is who I was telling you about. He's going through pictures, and I'm telling you, every picture had Kit Man Moore right here. He was in the background of every picture. I mean, he's with trophies in every picture. I mean, it's legit, man. It's pretty cool to see a close family member, reach a level
like that.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's just fantastic, man. It's pride for us. You know, our family, our cousins they're making it to levels that are for.
It's a professional, dude.
Yeah.
He's under the Seattle Sounders.
I'm at a loss for words. You know, I don't even know what to say. It's awesome, man.
Yeah, no, the day that we won the championship, I got my parents on the field, and they my dad was like a little kid. He was like,
I can imagine.
taking
Did dad play
pictures.
soccer?
He played soccer growing up.
Oh,
Huge soccer guy.
Talk about the number one soccer fanatic. I'd say my dad, and then you see my tío Samuel, his dad. He's a number one soccer
Crazy.
fanatic.
That's
Oh yeah, fantastic.
Like he was on the field and he's talking to a couple of the players, and he's like, oh, I remember you when you were in 2005. You were playing for Morelia and blah blah blah. And I'm like,
Nice.
all right, Dad, you know his history better than he does.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nah, he was like a little kid, and he was really enjoying it. And then afterwards, he's like, man, who would have thought that we would be here on a professional field holding like
The trophy.
this big of a trophy.
He's drinking from it too. You're just like, where's my dad? And
No, he actually got to lift the trophy before I did.
Wow.
Yeah, he was on the field taking pictures with it. And I was like,
Vuelta Olímpica. Like, where's it at?
Yeah, I was
It's
like-
over there.
I was like, when did my dad get the trophy?
Crazy.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah.
That's a dream.
No, for sure. It was one of those. They asked me. I said yes. I mean, the Sounders. I was like, yeah. And then I was like, oh shoot! Now I gotta tell my parents I'm leaving.
How'd they take
moving
it?
from Michigan to Seattle. And at first, my mom was like, she was really happy. And then my dad was like, are you sure? Are you sure you want to do it? And I was like, yeah, Dad, it's my dream. And he's like, go for it, do it.
Yeah.
And he knew more about the Sounders than I did.
Did he?
Before I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go for the Sounders. He's like, oh, Raúl juega allí.
Saludos a este.
Yeah, no, he was like, telling me, he's like, oh, this guy used to play for the Las Chivas, and then he played for the Sounders. Now he's the assistant coach. And I was like, nah, Dad, you don't know what you're talking about. You know.
Yeah, his name is Edgar.
He knew exactly. I was like, wow, that's impressive.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
We've talked a lot about the good moments as a kit manager. Can you tell me about some of the hard things or hard moments that you've gone being a kit manager? Because you're away a lot of the time.
Yeah. I mean, with Detroit, there was a lot of stress because, like I said, we didn't have what we needed, and sometimes it was like long hours. I was working in Detroit. I would get there at 7 a.m, and I'd probably be leaving at 7 or 8 at night.
Wow.
And it was kind of like, I was like, all right, I just need better resources for this. And it was almost like I lived with my parents, but I never saw my parents because it was like long hours. But then the moments that I did see them, they were good. Now working in Seattle, it's amazing, but I'm so far away from everyone. Mm-hmm. It was moving to a new city, new state, not knowing anyone, not knowing anything really. Mm-hmm. It was tough. That was for me. That was tough. And sometimes like I try to stay a little bit longer at work just because I'm like, all right, I'm with people I know here. Because
Mm-hmm.
the moment I go home, I'm like, all right, let's turn on the TV, let's see what to do. And so those moments for me are tough. But I mean, at work, I mean, I'm really into what I do. I have a lot of passion for what I do, for the team. So when we lose, like, I feel like I lose as well.
Mm.
I mean, last year we made it to the finals of the Leagues Cup in Las Vegas, and we played against León.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, all right, we got this. We got it. We ended up losing 3-2, and man, I took that like so hard. I was
Yeah.
like, man, I wanted to lift the trophy. I was like, I mean, obviously everybody wants to
Yeah.
win. It's so hard, and then
And I over here want to be like, but you weren't even on the field. But
Yeah.
that's not true. You did a
No.
lot of the work
Yeah,
to get your team there. So it's
yeah.
as you play your part in that part of the journey. Too.
And even seeing it in the locker room, like the players, they're just like they're down. It's quiet, and having those quiet locker rooms, it's tough. Like not knowing what to do or say, and it's like, man, all right, the game's over. Let's pack up. Let's go. But when you win, the music's blasting. We're there an extra 30, 45 minutes because the guys they're not showering, they're not changing, they're just partying it up.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
Take
all
some
right,
pictures
whatever.
while we're talking. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. Yeah, no, and we're like partying it up. But when we lose, it's like no music at all. Everybody gets dressed quickly, and we're out. But yeah, I mean, we also lost our first game in the MLS playoffs against a team that we should have easily won against. I mean, if you look at the stats, it was like 30 shots on target to 0 shots on target, and we lost.
Mm-hmm.
We lost. We went to overtime. We went to PKs, and we lost 5-4. And it was like, yeah, we controlled the field. We had like 70% possession, still lost. And it's like, I mean, it happens. I mean, you get those games where you're a lot better than the team, but you're too confident and you don't take those opportunities. And
Yeah, it'll cost you.
For sure.
Look at how Real Madrid got to the Champions League final, man, and even won it after Liverpool were just on them.
It was a tough game.
Oh, but you're a Real Madrid fan,
I'm
so
a
you
Real
know
Madrid
exactly
fan.
what I'm talking
Ganamos
about.
la
Huh?
14.
This guy's crazy, dude. Real Madrid fans are just on another level, dude. That's wild, man. And you think the boy Benz is gonna get the Balón de Oro
for
this year?
sure.
Has
for
to,
sure.
right?
If he doesn't win it, it's rigged. If he doesn't win, it's rigged.
We all know it's rigged already, but
Don't tell me it's Messi winning it. Don't tell me it's Ronaldo winning it. No.
Who comes up second? Salah probably,
Salah, could be,
or KDB.
KDB. That's a good one.
I'd pick KDB over Salah.
Oh yeah.
I don't know who'd
yeah.
pick. I don't know who we'd have for third, but
I don't know. We might have Messi winning it. I mean, making a comeback just because
if
they
he
just
wins
won.
the World Cup,
Not the World Cup. They just won the against Italy.
and they look good, man.
good.
That looked really good.
Messi-
Messi in the
Messi
international
played
squad looks
so
so
good.
different from being at PSG.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be exciting.
I mean, Messi at PSG hasn't been what you're used to.
yeah, that's
Messi at Barcelona was something else.
yeah,
I feared him.
yeah,
Yeah.
because you're a Real Madrid guy.
Yeah.
man.
He was a scary guy.
What's one now that you're as a kit manager and done a whole bunch of things, like what's on your bucket list?
Traveling again to Europe.
To
I
Europe?
definitely want to go to Europe.
Again?
Yeah, I've been to England.
Okay.
I've been to England, been to a couple stadiums, couple games. Spent 2 weeks in England, 1 week in London, and I got to see Man City Stadium, Chelsea's. Been to a Chelsea game, Aston Villa game, Crystal Palace game.
And you were only there for a week? Or how long?
And I was there for 2 weeks,
2 weeks?
but the first week I saw like maybe half those games.
This is before pre-kit man you
No, that was 2019.
2019. So you were already a
2019.
kit
I was
man.
already a kid man for Detroit.
But you weren't using like your.
That's
Not
actually
yet.
how I connected with Brandon in
Oh,
Man
okay.
City. Yeah. So I took the tour of their stadium,
Mm-hmm.
and after the tour, I like posted on Instagram. I was like, man, I wish I could have seen Brandon's equipment room. And he actually responded to my post. And he's like, oh, maybe next time you're in town. And I was like, all right,
Well, say less.
okay.
You haven't tried to send one to the Real Madrid one? Do you know who the kitman is on there?
No. So usually, I'm pretty good at like finding out
Mm.
who's the equipment manager where, and like slowly they add up because every equipment manager is friends with each other.
Mm-hmm.
They all know each other. I mean, you start adding one or two in England, and all of a sudden they all start popping up and following you.
That's
and,
true. The algorithm hits.
Yeah. But for Madrid, no.
No
I've looked it up. I think their equipment managers are older, so I don't think they have.
an IG.
Yeah, I don't think it's tough. Yeah.
Where do we go from here? Jesus, any questions?
No, man. I'm telling you, I'm just living it up right now. I'm thinking of questions, and you guys are popping it out, man. This is about you guys today.
Nice, dude. So then, tell me about why you fell in love with the sport of soccer. Like, where did that? ¿De dónde nació esa chispa?
I mean, from my dad.
Yeah.
Straight up from my dad. I mean, I was playing soccer maybe when I was like 5.
Mm-hmm.
I was just running around. We would go to my brother's training sessions, and I would be running around with the ball. As soon as I could run, I wanted to play.
So you have older siblings then?
Yeah, I have 2 older brothers. Both of them played soccer growing up.
So then you're the best one of the 3, or what?
I mean, yeah, obviously.
Who's the best one of the 3?
Of the 3, I would have to say Marco. Marco's always the more athletic one.
He went further than you?
No, I think we both made it to the same.
He's like, no, because I'm with Seattle Sounders.
Exactly. No, exactly. He got to play with a club team, but my parents realized how expensive it was. So when I got there, they were like, no, we can't afford it. And I was like, man, all right. Man. But yeah.
That's crazy though.
Yeah.
So then,
weren't you talking about something not too long ago on a previous podcast or something where you guys are doing some sort of fundraising or something for club players or something like that?
Nah, I don't.
Or looking into
starting a
starting something like that.
That could.
It's expensive.
Yeah, man. It's dumb expensive. But I mean. Yeah, I see both sides of it too. Yeah. You know, I see why it could be expensive because being a coach isn't easy either. It's a lot of time.
Yeah, no, for sure.
They definitely need to get paid, but it's done so differently in other countries.
That like even Zlatan was talking about it. He was like, I have 2 kids, and he's like, it's crazy how much I'm paying for them to play at a high level. Yeah, I mean, and that's coming from a professional athlete, someone who's making millions of dollars. It's like if it's expensive for him.
Can you imagine for someone that isn't making millions?
Yeah. Exactly.
And it's so different because once you make like let's say the youth team for Seattle Sounders, for them it's already paid for. I don't know if that's the case over there, but it just seems so accessible in other places. You know? So.
But even, the fruit of that, playing for a youth team for the Sounders, one of the academy teams, is sometimes you don't play at your level. You'll play a level up. I mean, we've had kids who are like 14 training with the first team. Wow. I mean, we have our youngest player that's signed with the first team is 16. And this kid is a baller. Like, I'm not even close to his level, and he's 16. Like, just imagine where he's going. Like, this guy's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you get to see him like just there.
Yeah.
As a human. Can you imagine being 16 on the first team? Like, how do you go to your 10th grade class and you can't play on your high school team because
we have a handful of kids that are 18 or younger. And it's like one of them, I think I was talking to him the other day, and he was like, oh no, I didn't finish my homework, so I had to do it. And I was like,
homework?
Oh shoot. Oh yeah, you're doing online classes. Yeah. Okay. He's like, yeah, I finished my online class and I'm doing this. And I'm like, I'm so far away from school now that I'm like, I don't even remember that.
I don't even think about it, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy. Crazy to think you got kids that young playing, and still going to school and stuff like that. That's ridiculous.
So parents do a lot for their kids to be where they're playing at. I know a couple parents that drive their kids to Dallas to play on a club team. So
From here?
Yep.
Oh,
Oklahoma City to Dallas, just driving.
I mean, the 16-year-old, his dad has to drive him into training.
Yeah. How far do you... Oh, yeah, because he's 16.
He's 16, yeah.
Wow, man.
How did you get started on this?
The podcast?
Yeah.
Specifically the podcast stuff?
Anything.
For the podcast, it just has always been something that I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I like consuming content for the podcast. I love listening to stories. And with the soccer stuff that we do, it just came easy to be able to get soccer players to come on. So we've had college coaches on. We've had college players. We're going to interview tomorrow a high school player that's going to go play the All-State game this weekend.
Yeah.
And then we have the Chickasha High School coaches are coming on too, so we're gonna get to speak to them. And now it's just I don't want to stop. Just keep going. Keep it consistent, and I think the guests will just come up. So that's basically what this has turned into. And then with the Football Factory stuff, we do free trainings. Like here next week, we're gonna do our Sunrise Soccer that starts on Tuesday, and we're gonna have free practices from Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 6 a.m. for an hour. And then we allow anybody to come in. They just have to register and whatnot. And we had one summer up to 100 kids show up.
Wow.
Así, nomás sala gratis, just showing up at the crack of dawn.
Dude, that's awesome. That's awesome.
And we have an Instagram page now where we repost a lot of the Instagram account, the high school scores. So now a lot of high school teams have their own Instagram page. We'll take those, we'll post those, repost those. Season just ended, and we probably reached like more than 100K accounts just posting all that
That's
stuff.
Awesome. That's good.
And then we'll post the energy stuff, which we don't have a professional soccer team anymore, but we have semi-pro teams, and basically we just do soccer.
Yeah. I was actually looking that up, which teams are here. I know you guys have a MPSL team, and that's what Detroit was. They when I started with them, they were MPSL, and then they moved up to now their USL Championship, which Oklahoma Energy is or was. I mean, I guess they're still a team. They're just taking a break right now. But what they've been doing during this break is awesome. They're still reaching out to the community. They still have all the youth teams, which is amazing, because that's where they're going to get their players in the future. I mean, Detroit had a bunch of youth teams as well. Now that they're grown up, they're older than 18. We had to start a women's team. So now we have a women's USL team, and I mean that's exactly how everything starts for me. I think so. It's pretty good. Yeah. Because I try to reach out to the equipment manager from the Energy. Yeah. But I just couldn't find anything, and I was like, this team's not right now.
I forgot where the kit manager used to play with the Sunday League, and now I'm telling you, as soon as that job ended, he actually, I'm not sure how he probably quit before it happened. Yeah. But now he's somewhere else, man, and that's cool. Because I always wondered, I was like, is he gonna do something different, or is he gonna be a kit man?
For me, it was all about Instagram. I reached everybody on Instagram, and even asking questions. Like, you don't have to get anything from them. It's just like asking a question to make yourself a better person or grow in what you're doing. But that's honestly how I wanted to do it. I started asking. I mean, when MLS did that bubble for the MLS is back after COVID.
You were part of that bubble, huh?
I wasn't part of that bubble, but I was seeing a lot of equipment managers do different things because since they were in the bubble, they couldn't do the laundry. The hotel service had to do the laundry for them. But then you had teams that like Cincinnati was wearing all white. They couldn't. I mean, if they had stains on their grass stains on their shorts and stuff, instead of just handing it off to the hotel service, this guy was washing everything in his bathtub. No. He would wash it in his bathtub and then pass it on to the hotel service to
make sure it was clean.
And he was putting it on his Instagram story, and I asked him, I was like, so what are you doing? How do you do it? What do you do? And he told me everything. I was like, all right. I mean, now I know for if that ever happens to me. Yeah. Now I know.
Wow, that's wise of you that you pick up from lessons from others instead of going through it. You already are just thinking of problems that you're gonna have instead of not going through it. You're onto something, man. Yeah. And then I love the way how fearless you are into just reaching out and
and I knew all right, I'm not gonna get answered every time. I'm gonna get ignored sometimes, and I mean I've gotten to the point where I have people reaching out to me now. I have random kids asking me how do I do this. I've had 2 or 3 kids that ask me oh, I would like to get involved with the Detroit team or get involved with any team. What did you do? And I was like, well,
what did you do? So I'm a kid just asking hey, how do I become a kid manager at Seattle? What advice would you give them?
I mean, I told them I went into the general manager's office and I was like, how can I get involved? What can I do? At that point, I got lucky because he was like, oh, we're looking for interns. We are looking for a soccer ops intern that knows a little bit about soccer, because usually all the interns that they hired were all business people.
They have a degree, but not the
and I was like, no, I'm not into business. I'm trying to do soccer stuff. I'm trying to be on the field. He's like, oh, perfect. We need someone. And to be honest, I went to their tryouts. I knew I wasn't gonna make it, but afterwards I met the general manager and I was like, I still want to be involved. And he's like, all right, simple. And I was like, sometimes it just, even if you have to be an intern and kind of like not even get paid, because that's how my internship was. I got paid very little. I think for the whole summer I worked 4 months and I got paid like maybe like $500, which was like less than gas money. But I was like, you know what? I'm in. I made it. They know who I am now. The following year they're looking for new interns because they try to get new interns every year to give everyone a chance, some experience. And one of the owners called me. He's like, hey, I liked what you did while on the field with the guys. I liked what you were doing in the locker room. You want to come back? And I was like, yeah, for sure. Yeah. So kind of start off small and then you reach out and you get bigger and bigger and bigger.
I think the big one is networking.
Oh, for sure.
And being nice
for
to
sure.
everybody. Like, cause
for
that,
sure.
that carries you, you know?
Yeah.
That's insane, dude.
Yeah.
Insane. Chewy.
I think networking in general, man, just like I said before, anything you do in life, doesn't matter if it's not soccer, doesn't matter if it's business, doesn't matter if it's teaching, whatever it is that you're doing in life. Like you said, the big thing we can take out of this is networking, man. Networking is huge, especially in today's day and age where we have social media, we have Facebook, we've got Instagram, we've got LinkedIn, we've got all these different ways to connect with people and reach out. Do it, you know, don't be afraid, just do it. That's fantastic, man. Your story's awesome, man. It's awesome learning about it and hearing about it and being able to be a part of it, man. Congrats to you, bro.
I was actually just asked yesterday if I use LinkedIn, and I was like, no, I just use Instagram. But LinkedIn is so big.
Is it?
It's so big.
I haven't used it, and I hear about how big it is, but
LinkedIn is great for me on the business side, and Facebook and Instagram is fantastic, but LinkedIn, if you have a business, if you have a purpose, if you have something you're trying to drive out, you connect with people that are in that same atmosphere as you know. Like for me, I own a pressure washing business, a Christmas light business. I connect with people, facilities, property managers. And for you, it's probably the opposite, man. You're connecting with general managers, coaches, things. But that's another form of networking that you might look into, because LinkedIn is getting pretty big.
I'm gonna have to jump on the trend then, because you have to promote yourself.
You have to
let people know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And like you have to ask for it.
Yeah.
Because it's not gonna fall on your lap.
So for sure.
I'm definitely getting some ideas.
Yeah. I've had friends who are, like in Detroit, I was really good friends with the social media worker, and she was always teaching me. She's like, all right, you got to put out your content out there. You got to put your pictures, make people like you, use the hashtags. And for me, like sometimes like I'll post a picture with like my parents, and I'll just put like parents came to Seattle. I'll get like 150 likes, and then I'll post a picture, throw in a bunch of hashtags, and it's like everyone sees it. Everyone sees it.
I'm lucky if I get like 30. This guy said
I
get 150.
I'm over here running ads on Facebook for the business, trying to get likes and reaches.
I'm over here getting like 300, 400
on the picture. Shit.
But that's fun. It's a fun way to look at it, because now that you are a kit man, like, why not just decide to be the kit man on Instagram or the kit man on TikTok or something like that?
And how many? I guess this is a good question. I think, how many other kit mans are on social media? Is it usually just the younger ones? Or?
No, believe it or not, almost every equipment manager from MLS is on Instagram.
And are they as active as you are, as far as their personalities go, and the way you carry yourself? I mean, you're super easygoing, easy to talk to, throw headphones and talking to a mic, dude, just like that.
I love doing this. I love doing this. A good majority are.
Okay.
Then you see a couple other equipment managers who will post every like fifth picture is work, but the rest of it is like more personal stuff that they're doing with their kids, with their wife, or stuff at home. I mean, I don't have a wife or kids, so work is work for me.
This is your life, huh?
This is my life, so that's all I do. And then we have a couple of equipment managers. The equipment manager from Kansas City. That guy is on every platform. You look him up on TikTok, he's on TikTok.
He's the kit man.
He's making videos. He's
cool,
funny.
Though. That's respectable, man.
He's funny.
I love that. If there was one kit man that you like say that's the guy that I motivates me, inspires, and I aspire to be like this guy. Like, which one is it? Is it the Man City one?
I think it would be the Man City one.
Right.
That guy's
Give him
cool.
a shout out right now.
Yeah,
We'll
Brandon, man, you the bomb. This
Brandon
guy's
from
sweet.
Man City, dude.
Yeah.
And he just became a champion too, man.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being the kit manager for Pep? Like, that probably comes with its own type of pressure.
Yeah. He's been there forever as well. Like I was watching a video from like 10, 15 years ago, and I saw him like super young when he still had hair. But he's so cool. He's so cool, and like, he's like very easygoing as well. Like, so like he'll do anything. Like what is the name of the show on Amazon?
Is it the
All In? It's All In. Yeah.
Manchester City when he comes out in it.
Yeah, that's the first one that they did. Man City was the first one they did, and there's players out there that like they would ask him like, oh, so who's your best friend? Like Vincent Kompany, he was on there, and he was like, oh, Brandon's my best friend. Like when they're at training, he's like, oh, I have to go. They had like these little like rooms where you'd go in and it would basically like freeze your body. It's like so cold.
Yeah, cryotherapy.
Yeah, and he's like, I never go in by myself. I always make Brandon go with me.
Dang.
And like you see the video, and there goes Brandon, just in like the gloves or whatever, going in with him, and yeah,
That's insane. This job and just hearing about it just baffles me. Baffles me. Cause
It's cool, man. It's one of those dream jobs.
Yeah. That's crazy, dude.
It's like, oh, you get paid to travel? Yeah. You get paid to kick the ball around? Yeah. Just having fun.
Basically, you get paid to be everyone's best friend, man.
Yeah.
That's wild.
That's sweet. Yeah.
What about one moment that you were just like, holy cow, that like just left you like just on the pitch, like crazy?
Talk about the league, man. That story you told me the other day. You guys playing with the office and all that. Making a league between you guys. That was pretty neat.
We have a league team. An office team, and those moments are that's fun because we get to like play with people from the front office and like the training facility, and those moments are fun because I actually get to play. It's not like, oh, I get to kick the ball now and or here then. No, I get to like actually like play a full game, and those are a lot of fun. And there's been a couple players that are like, oh, let us know when your next game is. We'll come watch you. And it's like, oh, having a professional athlete coming to watch me, like,
judge you and critique you. That's different.
Yeah.
That's
like
funny.
I play center back now, and we have like a center back. He's like, oh, let me know when you play. And I'm like, I don't know. Man.
I'm good.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah. But no, a moment that's left me like just kind of like in awe. There's been a couple. It was like my first week in Seattle. I went for a walk, and I was kind of like trying to like get to know the streets, and I was like, I think I know the stadium's over here. I walked over to the stadium, and it was like late at night. It was dark, but the lights on the stadium were all on, and I just remember looking up, and I was like,
that's my home.
I made it. Like, this is what I wanted, and I made it. Like, that was one of those moments where I was like, I remember I had a jacket on, and I still like I got cold. Like, I got the goosebumps. I was like, oh man, yeah. And another one. My last game for Detroit. My last game for Detroit was July 3rd of last year. And we were playing the final against, I think it was Cal United. It was a California team. And we're playing, and this game, if whoever won got to put the star on their jersey. And I knew it was my last game. All the players knew it was my last game. The fans that day found out it was my last game. So they threw like a big, like, they made a banner for me. They made signs. They gave me like a goodbye gift. It was so cool. One of the best days. I mean, it was hard to say goodbye, but at the same time, like, I know I walked away like the right way. We ended up winning the game 1-0, and like just taking pictures with everybody on the field. It was one of those games where I was just like, well, this is it. This is it. It was a very real moment. A very real moment. And anytime I get to bring my parents onto the field, it's one of those moments. It's one of those moments where like they knew it meant a lot to me. Like, it was my last game. And when I brought them for the Champions League final, it was another one of those games where my parents were like, oh, you want to take a picture with this guy? And I'm like, no, I just want to take a picture with you guys on the field. And that's all I did. I took pictures with both of them on the field a couple times in different angles, and such a real moment.
Dang.
And I always told them, I was like, I'm doing this for me, but I'm doing this for me because of you. Like they were able to give me what I needed, what I wanted. And I mean, when I started college, they were like, oh, you're gonna do accounting. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna do accounting. One semester in, I was like, I do not understand accounting. I'm switching over to education. And they're like, are you sure? You're gonna make a lot more money with accounting. And I was like, yeah, I just don't understand it. And I was like, they're like, okay. Now that I was in education, I got my degree, I was teaching for a year. And then they were like, I was like, all right, I'm leaving education to work with the team. And they're like, no, don't do it. Don't do it. We know what we're telling you. You got a good job here. And I was like, I know, but I want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're like, no, we just wanted the best for you. And like, we were trying to support you no matter what. And I was like, I know. But yeah,
But look at me now. I'm bringing you on the
Exactly.
field. My dad's drinking from the cup.
Yeah.
He's running around doing
that's
the
deep,
trophy.
man.
Yeah.
I got goosebumps just listening to that. You
Yeah.
win a championship game. You bring your parents on the field, and they tell you, who do you want to take a picture with? And you guys.
With you guys.
You guys are what matter. You guys got me here.
You call my dad right now, and you're like, hey, who has the Champions League medal? And my dad's probably wearing it right now. After the game, I took it off, and I was like, Dad, this is yours. Put it on.
Mm.
He's got it. Yeah.
That's cool, man.
That's cool,
Yeah.
dude. And it's like, to me, it's like, it's only at the beginning.
Exactly.
Like, this is just
Yeah.
starting.
Yeah.
Like,
How old are you, bro?
I'm 27.
27 years. How
Yeah.
long have you been in this game? As far as a kit man.
Since 2018.
Okay.
But
And
the
then
game
you've been
was
playing.
Since he was 5.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
22 years.
Like, and then you played like high school ball. You played college ball. You
Yeah.
played. You did tryouts for Detroit.
Yeah.
And then.
Believe it or not, I was on their roster
There
3
you go.
times. I was on the
That's
roster 3
fantastic.
times. Yeah.
Was Marcos on the roster?
It was never on the roster. Never on the roster.
That's
The
a
first
low
time-
blow, Marcos.
The first time it might have been because we didn't have enough players for the roster, so they had to throw me on there.
That's
But the other two times, the
I earned it, he said.
the head coach was like, "Do you want to play?" And I'm like, "Yeah." We were playing against like a Mexican team. He's like, "Do you want to play against them?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "All right, I'll put you on the roster." Didn't really play, but
Yeah.
I was on the roster.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Man. That's cool.
That is cool, dude. It's
Yeah.
going to be fun to follow you now.
Yeah.
I'm going to be like, hey, guys, I know the kit manager from Seattle
Yeah,
Sounders.
man.
Like, you guys
Yeah.
want a Messi jersey or what?
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Doesn't play for Sounders, but
he might make it on the roster
Yeah.
one day. You never know.
yeah.
Yeah, but for reals, before we say our goodbyes, you guys need to link up on Instagram and
Yeah.
social
Sure, for
media.
sure.
It's going to
Yeah.
happen. Drop
Yeah.
your handles so the people that are watching can
Follow me on Instagram at KitmanMoy. Always posting on there at least once a week. Yeah, and my
Nice.
stories are good too.
Yeah,
Nice.
they are. I
Yeah.
can vouch for that.
That's true. It's funny how like they put you to school to do an accounting and you went to education, when in reality there's nothing that you know more than soccer.
Oh yeah,
That's kind of like how I feel, and that's why we do what we do, because it's like you can study to do something, but deep down, like, what do you know better than soccer?
yeah.
Right
And
now,
it's also crazy. Like you think you know soccer, you watch and you're like, you should have passed it here. You should have done this. But once you're on the field with pros, it's a different perspective. Like you're learning so much. Like I don't know how much I've learned from just like being at training, like watching them train. I'm like, wow, I would have thought you would have wanted this, but the coach said pass it out this way, and that makes so much sense. Like I feel like I learn all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to play for the team, and watching the game footage and
Oh,
breaking
yeah.
bad habits, and
Yeah.
learning how the coach wants to play, because sometimes you can't play the way that you want to. You have
Yeah.
to play by how the coach wants you. It's just, there's so many things.
Yeah.
So many things. That
And
go into
it's crazy because you think some of these players like come in, train, do their little rehab or whatever they need to do after, and then go home. No, even when they go home, they're doing
something.
at least 2 hours of watching video,
Mm-hmm.
either watching the opponent play, the games that they've played, watching their own games, or watching the training sessions, because every training session is recorded.
Mm-hmm.
Every training session is sent to the players, and they need to watch it. And the coach can see who's been on, who's been watching, how long you've been watching. So, yeah.
Yeah, they're GPS too, so they know how fast
Oh,
you're
yeah, the
running, how
GPS.
long you're running.
Yeah.
It's crazy how they've broken it down.
How much soccer has advanced.
Mm-hmm.
Not only in that session, like the players wearing the sports bra with the GPS in it, but also like the recovery that these guys are doing. I mean, I'm kind of jealous sometimes because like I'll see them after training and they're in the hot tub, then the cold tub, and the sauna, getting a massage and everything. I'm like, man.
Hey, the kit man needs love too, though.
Yeah.
Man. That's crazy.
Pass it on. Let me get on the massage table.
Mm-hmm, right.
Yeah.
Chewy, do you have any questions for him or anything?
No, man. I don't have any questions right now, man.
I appreciate you for coming on and
Yeah,
giving
no,
me
for
some
sure.
of your nuggets,
Thanks
man.
for having me on here, man.
Anytime when you come back, just let me know. This is
Absolutely.
nothing.
sure.
This is
For
easy.
sure. Yeah.
And if we ever get to go to Seattle, we'll hit you up.
For sure.
I've
Hey,
never
man, let's
been.
plan that, dude. Let's do something. Let's
I've
plan
never
it.
been.
Yeah.
Do a weekend trip up there. Hit this boy up.
No, for
see-
sure.
see
You
what
guys
he's
would love
available.
it. You guys would love it. You guys would love
Yeah.
it.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Well, dude, I appreciate you. Like, do you have anything else to say?
No, I'm good, man. Thank you for having me.
For the people that want to be kit managers, just 2 or 3 words for them.
Just don't give up. Do what you want to do. Honestly, don't be afraid to reach out. Just do it. Do what you want to do. Honestly, that's. I think that's always what I've always told myself. Like, do what you want to do. It's at the end of the day, it's, are you happy? Yeah.
Do what you want to do. That's what the title of the episode's going to be.
Do what you want to do.
Do what you want to do. Well, if you're listening to this and you made it this far, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. This has been another episode of the Mas Futbol Podcast. Peace.